When I walked across the stage, the applause sounded polite but hollow, like rain tapping on someone else's window. I glanced out at the crowd and saw nothing but unfamiliar faces. No dad holding a camera, no mom tearing up, no brother pretending to care. Just rows of strangers and empty seats where my family should have been. They were at my brother's soccer game, a regional semi-final. I gripped my diploma tightly, pretending my hands weren't shaking. 4 years of sleepless nights, endless shifts, scholarships I fought for, all reduced to an empty space where love should have been. Then my phone buzzed, a message from Dad. "Come home right now." I almost laughed, until I saw the 37 missed calls. I didn't go home, not right away. I sat in my car, still wearing my gown, watching the world blur through the windshield. Growing up, I thought love meant sacrifice. I was the responsible one, the peacekeeper. My brother Ethan was chaos with a smile. He'd break something and I'd fix it. He'd lie and I'd cover. He'd fail and I'd fill the gap. Dad adored him for it. "He's got spirit," he'd say, while I sat quietly with my books. "You're too serious, kiddo. Loosen up." Every time Ethan brought home a trophy, the whole house celebrated. When I got a full scholarship, the reaction was simple. "That's great, honey. Hey, Ethan, don't forget your cleats." So when they skipped my graduation, I shouldn't have been surprised, but I was. Some hurts never toughen. Later that night, I drove home. The street was lined with flashing blue lights, neighbors whispering. My stomach dropped before I even stepped out. Dad stood in the driveway, pale, clutching his phone like it was keeping him alive. When he saw me, his expression wasn't relief. It was regret. "Where have you been?" he snapped. "We tried calling." Behind him, Ethan sat on the porch steps, face buried in his hands. The cracked taillight on his CR caught the sun. I didn't need anyone to explain. He'd been drinking again. He'd hit a parked car. The owner had called the cops, and in the chaos, Ethan told them he'd been celebrating my graduation, that I was there. They'd been calling to confirm his story, and in that moment, I felt something inside me just stop. I wasn't angry anymore. I was done. Once again, they'd dragged me into his mess, but this time, I wasn't cleaning it up. When the officer approached me, I didn't even glance at my father. I handed over my car keys, showed him my gown still folded on the seat, the time-stamped photos on my phone. I spoke clearly, calmly, told the truth. Ethan was arrested. I watched Dad's face crumble as they drove him away. He turned to me, desperate. "You didn't have to." I met his eyes. I did. For once, he had nothing left to say. The house fell silent in the weeks that followed. Thick, heavy silence that settled over everything. They called with excuses and half apologies, but I didn't pick up. Then the letters started coming. First from Ethan's lawyer, then from Dad, pleading for help with bail, with fees. That's when my plan began to take shape. I wasn't cruel, not openly, I just stopped giving. The family fund I'd been contributing to for years, the one Dad used to cover Ethan's disasters, I closed it. The emergency account linked to my name? Frozen. When Dad finally called, furious, I spoke softly. "I just thought it was time Ethan learned responsibility. Isn't that what you always said I needed?" The silence that followed was perfect. By summer, Ethan's scholarship was gone. Dad's insurance tripled. Their perfect little world began to crumble, slowly, beautifully. I moved out for good. My new apartment had peeling paint, old pipes, and sunlight that hit just right in the mornings. Every time my phone lit up with another missed call from Dad, I let it ring. Each tone echoed the night they chose a soccer game over my graduation. 6 months later, another message came. "Please come home. He's in trouble again. We need you." I stared at it for a long time before replying with a photo, me, holding my diploma, standing under my new office's nameplate. "You already made your choice. Hope the game was worth it." See, revenge isn't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet. It's subtraction. Taking away the one thing they thought they'd always have, your presence, your reliability, your steady love. That's what they depended on. That's what they broke. So when people ask how I dealt with being forgotten on my own graduation day, I tell them the truth. I didn't deal with it. I remembered it. And then I made sure they did too. Because some families only understand loss when it stares back at them, not through anger but through absence. And now, whenever my father calls, I still see those words light up my screen. Come home. But I already did. Just not to them.